What is up, you horror nerds? It is me, your host, once again, Jeremiah Duncan. Welcome back to the channel. Today's review I got for you, it's kind of a cult classic. A lot of people haven't heard of it. Some have, but some people either hate it or love it. But I think it is very important to talk about. I'm talking about the 1994 In the Mouth of Madness. Now, this is a film I enjoyed. It is rated R, runs for only about 95 minutes. Let's talk about it, because this is pretty trippy of a movie, let's be honest. So Sutter Kane, who is a best-selling author whose newest novel is literally driving readers insane. When he inexplicably vanishes, the publisher sends special investigator John Trent to track him down. Drawn to a town that exists only in Kane's books, Trent crosses the barrier between fact and fiction and enters a terrifying world from which there is no escape. Inspired by the tales of H.P. Lovecraft, the shocking story is, in the words of the acclaimed director, horror beyond description. Now, this was directed by John Carpenter, who of course we all know and love if you have any sense of horror movies, because of course he did Halloween, he did The Thing, he did Prince of Darkness, just an iconic, director and writer in the horror genre. This one was written by Michael De Luca, who of course did Freddy's Dead, The Final Nightmare, as well as Judge Dredd. So he's got the horror sci-fi thing wrapped up, and it shows in here. Now, this does feature Sam Neill, who was in Possession, as well as Event Horizon, and Julie Carmen, who was in Fright Night Part 2. Now, some of this is kind of like what it mentioned by being inspired by H.P. Lovecraft. This is pure Lovecraftian / cosmic horror. So it's really unraveling. You literally feel like you're in the mind and mouth of madness because of, it's just pretty trippy, and there's ancient gods showing there, and there's just, stuff's going on, and you're going in and out of fact and fiction, and it's almost hard to keep up, because this is it's insane, because it's like this book itself is reshaping the world, the real world. There's a lot of strong practical special effects in here that they just knocked out of the park that were just great, and especially creative for the design for 90s, horror movies. Now, this does feel like Carpenter went all in on a bleak, nihilistic themes, and I think he knocked it out of the park. Now, one thing that I think a lot of people won't like about this film is it is dense, and it is pretty confusing at first if you aren't fully engaged and not into cosmic horror or twisted reality, so to speak. You're going to be like, what the heck is going on? And I think that distracts a lot of people. I think that's one of the reasons why it didn't really do well in the box office, because it's a lot less action-driven than the other Carpenter films. It was definitely misunderstood when it came out, but now it's kind of become a cult classic, especially almost like a baseline for cosmic horror that people follow. It's just, again, I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's bleak, it's intelligent, it's deeply unsettling, and it's just the descent into cosmic horror and the existential dread of what's going on. It's not for everyone, I will say that, but essentially it is probably something that you need to watch at least once and enjoy. I'm giving it an 8 out of 10, In the Mouth of Madness. I think it's a fun, good film, and like I said, it's a mind screw. Check it out. If you've seen it, comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Like, subscribe, hit the death bell for notifications. I got more coming to you. Stick around.